Now that's what I call high quality H2O.
All right, guys, I got disconnected. The camera got too hot. It's warming up quick. I always try to do these videos in one take, but there's going to be a little edit in here. So that's what that is. Anyway, let's pick up where we left off. What are the harmful effects of chlorine for you and your family? The shadow side of chlorinated water is becoming more apparent all the time. According to the EPA, Americans now consume 300 to 600 times the amount of chlorine that is safe to ingest. Why is chlorine in drinking water dangerous? Because when chlorine mixes with even minute amounts of organic compounds that are very often found in water, they produce harmful byproducts called trihalomethanes, THMs. These byproducts produce free radicals in the body, which trigger cell damage, and they are highly carcinogenic, even in small amounts. As scientists have looked into the potentially dangerous effects of chlorine, use of the chemical has been linked to a wide range of ailments, including various cancers, reproductive problems, problems with the immune system, and heart attacks. Here's some of the research showing the harmful effects of chlorine in water. In the small town of Rosetta, Pennsylvania, after changing from drinking mountain spring water to drinking chlorinated tap water, the population went from having no heart attacks to having heart attacks. Now, I know this is referring to drinking water, but what I want you to get out of this, guys, is that the chlorine in your water absorbs through your skin. I'm about to come up on that next. The next article, we're dealing with your skin, your hair, and your teeth. So, according to research published in the Environmental Health Perspectives, the byproducts of chlorine are associated with an increased risk of bladder and rectal cancers. A study which analyzed thousands of cancer deaths in the U.S. found that drinking chlorinated water appears to increase the risk of gastrointestinal cancers over a person's lifetime by 50 to 100%. In 2008, a 2008 study based on the analysis of nearly 400,000 infants in Taiwan found that drinking water disinfected by chlorine while pregnant may increase the risk of having children with heart problems, cleft palate, or major brain defects from chlorine in water, guys. I know this is drinking water, but there's chlorine in your pool water too, and it absorbs through your skin. I'm coming up on that one next. Let's finish this one. This is another study. According to a survey published in Annals of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, byproducts of water chlorination might explain the rise in food allergies in the Western world. And let me just tell you, for myself, as I have worked harder and harder on completely eliminating chlorine from my life, my allergies have gotten significantly better. I usually have terrible allergies even this time of year with cedar fever and with the pollen that's dropping right now. You probably see the yellow on your cars, that yellow layer. It usually messes me up pretty badly. But as I have gotten away from chlorine and began living more naturally, my allergies have just gone away on their own. It's actually really neat. Here's another really important one, guys. How chlorine destroys your gut. Okay, the problem with chlorine stem from the very reasons it's so useful. It's to kill bacteria, okay? It's really good at killing bacteria. But when chlorine is introduced into water, it kills pathogenic bacteria. But when it's introduced to the human body, it destroys our beneficial gut bacteria, where an estimated 70% of our immune system operates. Recent research increasingly points us towards the great importance of health and flourishing gut bacteria. Scientists have found a connection between a lack of these valuable microbes in our digestive system and the presence of a wide range of diseases, including obesity, irritable bowel syndrome, type 2 diabetes, colorectal cancer, and certain autoimmune diseases such as diabetes, asthma, and even autism. In addition to these diseases, poor gut health can lead to conditions such as gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, and abdominal pain. Let's go next. Skin. Because we're talking about drinking water there. How is the chlorine in your pool affecting you? It absorbs through your skin. The effects of chlorine on the skin. An important thing to note is that chlorine can have some negative effects on your skin. Here's the most common problems caused by too much chlorine exposure. Dry skin. Because chlorine is a natural irritant, it opens up the pores and strips the skin of its natural oils that keep it moisturized and healthy. Too much exposure to chlorine dries out the skin and causes irritation and itchiness. Continuous exposure to chlorine over several years can result in premature aging and can affect the skin's health tremendously. Remember, our skin is the largest organ of our body. When you submerge your entire body into chlorinated water and it opens up your pores, the chlorine absorbs into your body. Rashes is common to get when exposed to chlorine for long periods of time. People can get patches of red and inflamed skin, which run the risk of becoming blisters if continually exposed to more chlorine. So I threw that one in there because I've had customers in the past say that they got skin rashes. You know, if you've got sensitive skin, the chlorine might cause you to have some skin rashes. Hair. What you might not know is that chlorine reacts very quickly and strips the natural oils from your hair and skin. To put it simply, by the time your hair and scalp are feeling dry, the chemical reaction has already taken place. The chemicals found in chlorine will strip natural oils from your hair and scalp, and this stripping adversely impacts the hair's cuticle and protein, which is called keratin. Chlorine is also effective at dissolving hair lipids. Hair lipids are needed to coat the hair shaft, providing moisture, shine, and manageability. Hair that is devoid of intact lipids is more prone to static electricity, breakage in the form of split ends, and hair frizz. The result is dull, dry, and brittle-looking hair that is more prone to damage. Chlorine can also lead to itchy, red, tight, dry skin on the scalp. To summarize, here are some of the common effects of regularly exposing your hair to chlorinated water. Chlorine can strip off natural oils from your hair, leaving it dry and brittle. Regular exposure to chlorine can make your hair highly porous. Chlorine can change the color of your hair. It can weaken your hair strands, resulting in split ends. And if your skin is sensitive to chlorine, it can result in an itchy and irritated scalp. This means that if you have colored, damaged, chemically treated, or fine hair, you're at risk for more severe chlorine damage to your hair. All right, there's hair. Teeth. Teeth, here we go. One of the first studies released on this topic appeared in the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, and Prevention's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report more than 30 years ago. 30 years ago. This study analyzed data from 740 swimmers, including 452 frequent swimmers. The report suggested that 15% of frequent or daily swimmers had enamel erosion, while only 3% of infrequent or non-swimmers experienced enamel erosion. A more recent case reported described observations of a competitive swimmer who swam in a gas-chlorinated swimming pool and experienced notable dental erosion within just 27 days. Several other studies have been published evaluating changes in salivary composition, dental erosion, calculus, and stain. One of these studies more specifically investigated staining of the teeth in competitive swimmers and reported that the prevalence of dental stains to be 60.2%, therefore concluding that competitive swimmers have a higher risk of developing extrinsic dental stains. That's your teeth article. Keep in mind, guys, there's a lot of other articles out there. I just chose one. We only have so much time in this video. I'm trying to keep it, you know, kind of not too long. That's all. Okay, I wanted to show you guys the brochure. I've been passing these out. Here's a few more things. Okay, so I chatted with AI. I chatted with Siri, with Google, ChatGPT. Here's what they all said. I said, Siri, is chlorine a carcinogen? Chlorine, according to Siri, is considered a carcinogen, and it has been used in poisonous gas, disinfectant, pesticides, and plastics. Okay? Hey, Google, does chlorine affect male fertility? In one study of over 2,000 men exposed to chlorinated water, results found them to have reduced sperm motility and lower sperm count. ChatGPT, are there studies that link chlorine exposure to thyroid issues? A study published in the Journal of Environmental Health Perspectives in 2010 found that exposure to chlorinated water was associated with an increased risk of thyroid cancer in women. ChatGPT, is there scientific research suggesting a potential link between chlorine exposure and lower testosterone in adolescent males? One study published in the International Journal of Andrology in 2007 observed a group of competitive swimmers and found those that trained in chlorinated pools had significantly lower testosterone levels compared to those who trained in non-chlorinated pools. Significantly lower levels. Okay, I want to talk about the health benefits of switching. I hope you can see clearly there's no health benefits to chlorine. Let's go over the health benefits of copper. Here we go. ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, guys, none of this knowledge is mine. All of this stuff is on the internet. That's where I found every bit of it. All of these links are on my website. I put every one of these references